Hey, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rith and I am so excited that you decided to join me and play along with me. I am really looking forward to this series, and we are going to record this series using Rith's pack, which is a pack that I put together, and it's hosted in Curse. You can go to Curse and download it from there, and that way you can go ahead and follow my adventures or misadventures. We are going to find out what they are. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started by creating our world and just see what kind of mischief we can get into. All right, see you in the world creation. Okay, so we are back and we are going to create our world. And as being our first world, let's go ahead and call it Rith's world. That takes a lot of brain cells to come up with, but good enough. Now, let's go ahead and go to more world options. I use seed maker, a random seed generator type of thing, and it came up with this seed that I want to use. So let's go ahead and do, let's see what it says, -6223690325002149610. There you go. I'll give you a second to digest that, but let's go ahead and use that, and everything else is going to be default off, cheats off, bonus chest off. We are good. So with this, let's go ahead and create our new world and see where we spawn and what happens. While this is loading, let me tell you a little bit about the pack, the mod pack that we have. We have a few mods that we might not get until the later game. One of them specifically is Project E. The reason that I don't want to get into Project E too early, it's because, in my opinion, it's so OP that you pretty much lose interest on the game after a while, because you can create anything that you want. But later on, we are going to use it. I am going to take advantage of it, and we will see what happens. Okay, so here we are in our new world. Well, this does not look like a very promising place to build. However, there's a cave over there that we may use as our initial base of operations, good as any, before we can at least get some weapons, armors, tools, and go out to explore so we don't die on the first time around. And so let's take a look at this cave and see if it's any. Oh, it looks pretty good. There's some quartz, there's some water. Not bad at all. Whoops, I had that off for some reason. Hey, I got my first achievement. Alright, let's get this out of here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start chopping some trees, getting some food. Yeah, you stay there, little piggy. We're gonna need you later on. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. So, mods. We have a ton of mods. This pack has about 112 mods there. So it has everything from vein miner to fast leaf decay, fast tree leaf decay, has mechanism, many others that we're going to go through. For a complete list, just go ahead and refer to the Curse client, and you're going to be able to see a full list of the mods that are available. And to start, I think that what we are going to do is we are going to, as I say, just go ahead and get some of the basics going, just to get like what I like to call a traveling circus going on. Get myself some basic armor, hopefully mine a little bit of iron so we can get the whatchamacallums. Get some shears so we can get some sheep and things like that. Also, we are going to start looking for a good place where we can settle, and the key about that place is that I wanted to have a big body of water next to it, or close by at least, because we have a mod that is called mine colonies. Now, mine colonies allows you to create your own create your own colony. Sorry, I have a really bad squirrel complex, as you're going to see throughout this series. Any shiny makes me go, ooh, squirrel. Anyway, mine colonies, let's get back to it. it allows you to create your own colony. And so the first thing is to create a supply drop type of thing where it puts a huge boat down, which can also helps you as your initial base of operations. It has bed and everything, a bed and everything else. And once you have that, then you can start building your own village with a really cool miner and a wood chopper and a builder and tons of guys and girls to do your work, which is awesome when you get started. And so that's one thing that we are going to do. We could easily set it up here where I am. However, I prefer to find a little flatter area. Because the village, in its current state, at least that I have found, it is really difficult to see how the buildings are going to be placed, as well as not only the direction but also the size. And so, really planning and developing your village is hard. So we will still go ahead and place it and start working on it, but I prefer to have a flat area where we can work things. All right, so I am making my first tools, some wooden tools, like I said, to go ahead and start getting some cobblestone and, ooh, you know what? Search the squared ore. I want this. And I want it because I can make... I need one more for a better pick. All right, well, hang on to it for a minute. What were we talking about? See, I told you about the squirrel. Anyway, the tools. So I have some basic tools. We are going to move on to make some Tinker's Construct tools, but I'm not going to stick with Tinker's Construct. I know that a lot of people like to use that as their main tools. Eventually, when we start Project E, I'm going to move to some Red Matter tools, a Morning Star, and things like that, as well as enchantments. We have 3 different ways to do enchantments in this pack, and so you can create some really, really cool tools to use and not use the standard Tinker's Construct. So anyway, now that we have a little bit of light, let's go ahead and get a little more of this cobblestone so we can go ahead and set up a furnace so we can start cooking those piggies. So I'm craving some pork chops here. All right, so I am going to cut the video for now, and I am going to mine a little bit to see what I can find. Oops. Oh my goodness, I just heard that coming from nowhere. All right. I'm sure it was underneath me. So anyway, like I said, we are going to be cutting off for a minute here, and I'm going to continue mining. If I see something interesting, I will come back, but otherwise what I want to do is I just want to get the basics so we can go exploring and finding our permanent home. All right, so I'm going to continue mining, and I will be back in a few. Okay, folks, we're back now. I wanted to show you something here. Well, first of all, I made a very basic safe area for me where I can go ahead and start storing things while I work on other things. Of course, we will be building something. I'm not really the best at building. Probably my favorite building is Darwolf's 9x9, and so I may just go ahead and do that. But for now, this is at least going to keep the mobs out. But what I wanted to show you is I didn't consider one thing when I set up this base, and I hope that that doesn't come back to bite us. In order for us to place the boat, the original supply drop, we need an area that I believe is like 30 by 25, an area of water of like 30 by 25. If that is the case, then I don't think that putting the boat here is going to work. We are going to try it, but if not, I'm seeing here that maybe what we can do is come to this other side and still take advantage of the plain area here to build the base, and then maybe put a bridge in. I don't know. I haven't looked at this area here, but it may be an option because the water is bigger, a bigger area of water here. And see, there's at least a 2x2 area of chunks here, whereas here I highly doubt that it's going to fit. At any rate, let's go ahead and give it a try. And to make this boat, what we need is we need planks, wood planks, and we need to make 5 just regular boats, any plank that you can find. In this case, I have acacia, so I'm going to go ahead and make one with acacia boats. And as you can see, you just put 5 of them in a boat pattern, in a horseshoe, and you're going to have your supply chest. Now, you can only get one of these in the game, so you have to be very careful as to where you put it. The way that you place this is you go to a block that is right by the water, and you're going to plop it down. If when you place it down, if it takes, that means that there's enough space there for the boat to be built. Otherwise, it is not going to let you do it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Let's get rid of this rice plant here, and let's go ahead. If we put our boat over here, if it goes in, let's take this. All right, maybe we can make a little bridge. Okay, let's go ahead and let's try to put our boat here. Curl your fingers. No, we need to be near a big pool of water. How about over, whoops, what is that? Ah, well, hello. Why do you come say hello to me this early? You should be sleeping right now. All right, there you go. Ooh, loot bag. Now this loot bag is epic. Oh, what is it gonna be? Wham! Ah, yes! This is awesome. Now, this little heart here, this heart container. In the past, you had to build a heart container. Now, you just eat it. And boom, you get an extra life. You see how my life's now? It shows an extra one, an extra yellow one right there. That means I have an extra life. That is pretty cool. Also, what we got is a cyclic garden scythe, and what this will allow us is once we have something planted, this will let you harvest and replant large areas. So instead of if you have, for example, a crazy big area of wheat, you can just right click it and it's going to harvest all of that wheat and replant it at the same time. Same thing with carrots and potatoes, most vanilla stuff, even with some others. I don't know if it works with rice, but we'll find out. Rice is something that I like to do to make paper. It grows really fast, and you don't have some of the restrictions that you have with reeds, that you have to put them near water and all that kind of good stuff. And then of course we got a golden apple. That is awesome. And something that I want to bring your attention to, you see that EMC there? That's part of Project E. In this case, the EMC is basically the power that makes Project E move. Project E is the old equivalent exchange. You're probably familiar with that if you've been playing Minecraft for a while. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to make an exchange of things, one thing for another based on an EMC value. So for example, this golden apple has 16,000 EMC, 16,512, whereas the cactus has an EMC of 8. And so imagine, say that we want hundreds of cacti for whatever weird reason you want. You want to make a wall of cacti. Okay, well, if you have the necessary equipment, you can create what? 16,512 divided by 8. You can create that many cacti. So we will, like as I say, we're going to play with that a little later on. But for now, since you can see that can become very OP, we're just going to leave it as is. Let's go back to our mine colonies and see if we can... let's go ahead and sleep too. That would be necessary. Just so we don't get jumped by any mobs here. And let's see if we can place our boat down in the morning. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's try it here. No. Here. Here. Here, 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 here. Okay. Well, it's kind of what I thought. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at this other side over here and see what it has to offer as far as placing the boat. Oh, there's a big area. And I guess we can make their village over here. Yeah, this is good too. I don't see a problem with this. And it's separated from the main area by this little bank of sand. We can put some reeds here to make like a little path. Yeah, this should work. All right. Excuse me, Mr. Cow. Mr. Cow? Wow, that was good. Miss Cow. There we go. Okay, let's put our boat here and cross our eyes and close our fingers. No, of course not. Well, I'll be. How about if we try to set it up here on this bank? Nope. Okay, this is not leaving me many possibilities. I'm still not giving up. There has got to be... Ah! Look at that! Perfect! Yay! Yay! We place our boat. All right. And so let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is a huge boat, my goodness. Anyway, here's our boat, and as I told you, you can use this as your early base. It has a couple of chests, your little bed. Over here, you go to the living quarters, and you have more beds, more chests. You know, this is great if you are playing on a server, you're playing with some friends, you can set one of these down and you can have a temporary base for up to, oh, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the captain, 8 people. That's awesome. All right, so another thing is that once you place your boat, you get this chest, this oak chest. And inside this oak chest, you're going to find a building tool and a town hall. Now, what these two things do is it allows you to start your colony. Now, I'm not going to start it just yet because I don't have the area to start building and I don't want my colonists to start just walking around all over the place. But the main idea of it is that wherever you decide you're going to place your town hall, you're just going to go ahead and put it down and then right-click it with the tool, with the building tool. And that is going to be the place where you create your town hall. Now, once you place the town hall, it will go ahead and reserve an area of like 800 chunks around it or something like that. I don't remember the numbers very well, but it's a huge area. So if you're playing on multiplayer on the server, please keep that in mind, because unless you are in a team with some other players and you actually allow them, given permissions, they will not be able to dig, they will not be able to cut trees, they will not be able to do anything in your area. Your area is protected and they cannot build or anything like that. So you have to be very careful, and you also cannot put one of these down near another colony. One way to find out if there's a colony close by to where you are, you can hit F3 and you're going to see here on the left it says no close colony here. Now if we were in a server and somebody went ahead and put their boat down, then that area would be blocked for them, reserved for them, and you couldn't put your boat next to them. And so that's just like I said, for you to know if you are going to play on a server. All right, so we have our boat down. We have some basic, a safe area with a bed. We started a mine over here, and we have some torches to continue mining. We are going to put this here. Perfect. And if you know, in case you are wondering, the reason that the double doors opening is because I have, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but anyway, the mod is called Melissus doors, or Melissus, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but that allows for double doors to open in unison. And so, of course, it's a single door, but as you saw here with the double doors, if you just right click on them, you will be able to open both at the same time, which is really neat for when you're building your base. All right. Okay, so with this, I am going to go ahead and do a lot more mining. We're going to need a lot more resources to get started. I'm going to go ahead and level some of the area over there to build our colony, to start building our colony. So I'm going to do some terraforming and mining. And then once I have something good to show you, or we are on our way to start building or setting up our colony, I will go ahead and come back. All right, so why don't you go ahead and go mining too? See you in a few. And actually, folks, I just realized that this is probably a good spot to stop today's episode. And so I am going to leave you, and I am going to be doing some mining and some terraforming, as I said, but I'm going to do that in between chapters. And so when I come back on my next chapter, you will see a lot of the stuff already done, and we'll be able to start getting into some more mods. I think the plan is that we'll start with some mine colonies, so that way we can start getting a steady stream of trees, of wood, and as well as a miner, so he can help us get started with some of the early mining. So with that, I leave you all. Thank you again. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. If you like the video, please subscribe. You will really be telling me that you like it and that you would like me to continue doing these videos, which would be awesome. Leave me a like as well, and that would be fantastic. With that, I leave you all. Have a great day and see you later.